per the RSVPs, I do have your son that are on their way. So we'll get started anyway.
What am I supposed to write here? Okay. Thanks. One thing is, so I made she's right there. Me too. I'd like to call this meeting to order.
Y'all hear me? Oh, So we do have some folks potentially coming, but I know our numbers are good to start. What I wanted to start with is prayer and the pledges. We're also recording just to make sure everything is covered. So I'll go ahead and start out with a prayer, and then I've asked Rohit to lead us in the pledges. So if you all bow your head. Lord Jesus, we thank you for today. We thank you for these patriots that are here on a Saturday, giving up their time for a cause that is it's very trying and very dividing, but also something that we should all just do our due diligence and believe in our hearts where we want to stand, and just keep fighting for truth and for the grassroots. Lord, we just thank you for everyone getting here safe, and anyone that's on their way, we just pray for safety for them to be here. Lord, just be with us now. Just calm our spirits, calm our minds, calm our tempers, and give us the wisdom and the proper will to see this meeting through, and the glory is for you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
And Rohit, please lead us in the pledge to the United States.
Yes, please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. You know, you're comfortable. So I would like to start with appointing our temporary secretary is Pauline. Temporary parliamentarian is Brian Long. And temporary sergeant arms is Jeff Hall and Richard Rogers.
Are they precinct chairs? All those people you're appointing, are they precinct?
Yes, one's precinct chair in 67. Jeff is a precinct chair in 61. And Pauline is not a precinct chair. And Brian is.
This one.
Yep. So without objection, I appoint them temporary officers. Thank you. Madam Secretary, do we have a quorum? Thank you. So first thing I want to bring up is our agenda. The chair would entertain any changes, any motions to change. If we have no objections to the agenda, I move, or without objection, I would like to adopt the agenda. With a majority vote, we'll do a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The agenda is adopted. So we do have in here a time slot for Representative Leach to come address the censure resolution that we sent to him and that you have all read. That starts at 3 o'clock. I have not heard word whether he was going to join us or not. I haven't had any correspondence back from him. So we'll kind of go over a couple things on the resolution before he does get here, in the event he does show up. So I needed to do a technical correction to the final page on the be it further resolved statement. And it's kind of hard to see up there, but you can see in red on the second line where it says to concur with our resolution of censure of State Representative Jeff Leach, striking the by imposing, and that it impose what is added. So this is just a technical error, consulting with the folks that know a lot of this stuff better than we do, and it makes the flow of the SRIC and the resolution process correct. So the chair would entertain a motion to make this change to the censure.
So moved. Rohit Joy, Precinct 77.
We have a motion, do I have a second?
Second, Christopher Yu, Precinct 2.
Are there any objections to these technical changes? Without any objection, the motion passes. The censure is updated. See it better now, Karen? That's good.
I have a, since we have time, a point of inquiry, is that the right thing to say?
Point of information?
Point of information.
Name
Okay.
and precinct.
Danny Bishop, precinct 157. On the first page on the initial whereas, on May 1st, that link, it appeared to me to be the incorrect link. So I don't know if that's something you want to address, but I have the correct link I was able to find. It appeared to me that it linked to the same one that was on the second one, that was May 28th. But this one was the May 1st, should have been the May 1st. I had trouble finding it because initially, so that's how I discovered that it appeared incorrect. But I do have the correct link if I could text it to you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see that. So, correct, so the second whereas statement at the link is the same as, when you click on the first whereas, that goes to the link that is actually in the second whereas.
That's correct. And I'll text you the one I believe is the correct one.
Would you like to make a motion to make that change?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to make that change.
Do I have a second to correct that link?
My second.
Name and precinct, please.
Dan-
Scott, 223.
Danny Bishop, 157.
Danny Bishop, 157 with the motion, and Angie Scott with the second.
Just take the motion, please.
The motion was to correct the first whereas statement link to the bill document, and because it was an incorrect link. It is worded correctly on the whereas statement, but when you click on it electronically, it goes to the wrong location.
Angie Scott, the second. 223.
Yeah, we'll have to verify that link, and then we'll get
Yeah.
that changed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
So with that, without objection, I move to approve that change. The change is adopted. And the chair would entertain at this time a motion to adopt the censure resolution as amended by the two amendments. I'll entertain a motion to accept this censure resolution as amended.
I'll second it. Danny Bishop, 157.
I need a first.
Oh, sorry. I'll first.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
So Danny Bishop, 157,
I'm disappointed.
moves to adopt the censure resolution as amended. And
Liz James, 172.
second. With that, the censure resolution is adopted. reason for the,
Well, I
he
wanted to
recognized?
make a motion. I move that we discard this whole censure process. I think we represent a very tiny, small portion of all the voters who have voted for Jeff Leach. There might be things we don't like that he does, but it's not this place to do it. The place
Do you
to
have
do
a-
it is at the voting.
A motion to, what is your motion?
To disregard this whole entire censure resolution.
What motion did we just adopt? So,
The motion was to adopt the change. It hasn't been
They
seconded.
just adopted the agenda and the
and the resolution, so that. So you're not gonna follow the resolution?
We have to allow each,
Yeah, we have to allow each to speak, otherwise.
at the time, we have to. So, Mr. Chairman, what's the motion on the floor right now is to adopt the agenda, or?
It didn't get a second.
The motion, well, so the
It
motion
is.
to adopt the agenda is out of order.
I think, yeah, I don't think you should adopt this. I don't think you should adopt it. He has an opportunity to speak, so if there's nothing else to do, you could have the committee stand at ease until 3 o'clock comes. That's when you can entertain Sandy's motion.
This is a new motion.
Yeah, her new motion, right, if she has a second.
Okay.
So we are going to not adopt the censure resolution yet until after we have a representative to show up and speak. Once he's done that and has spoken, then we will reconvene on the censure resolution in case there's any modifications. But at the time, right now, we have a motion
And
to.
she needs a second before she can continue to speak. Correct. Yeah.
So there's a motion by Sandra.
Sandra Halsey, precinct 32, HD 67.
Sandy, can you state your motion again?
The motion is that we just withdraw this resolution to censure Jeff Leach.
Is there a second?
I'll second it. Angie Scott, precinct 223.
Okay, so that goes to a vote.
Roll call, yeah.
It's debatable, it's like a motion.
It's debatable. So that is debatable, so we'll take 3 for, 3 against on the motion that's on the floor.
Okay?
Would you like to come?
The reason
No. No.
this is for, obviously, it's my motion. I just think this is the wrong place to do this. You know, I might not like what you're doing, but I'm not gonna ask everybody to censure you. The point is that he was elected by everybody in 67 that voted for him. We're just one representative from each area of that district. That should go to the voters to decide to disregard, to vote against him. This is like a slap in the face, which I know that he doesn't do everything exactly like I would like for him to do, but the point is, this is not the forum to do that. The place to do that is at the at the election. That's my 4.
Colleen, are you timing?
No,
Could
I
you-
wasn't.
Could you time the speak?
Because I voted against it.
So that was
Well,
speaking.
I'm not gonna
In favor of
repeat
the
it.
motion.
No,
Just so you
I'm
can
just
time
saying-
it.
I'm just saying going forward to record the time
Okay.
of the speaker. So is it a 3-minute each if they need it? So we'll do one, so we have one speaker in favor of the motion. Do we have a speaker against the motion? Coach, yes, ma'am. Name and precinct?
Debbie Bowers, precinct 39. I know that this has been a bone of contention for many, and I understand both sides, but I really feel there's a point in time when we've had enough. We've just had enough of the arrogance and the really not caring about the voter. I sat in his office the last time I was there, and Paige was standing there. And I said, Jeff, when you vote, please think of Debbie Bowers or Paige Streeter. When you vote, think of your constituents. And he does not represent us. I know he's made a lot of money, and that's the problem. They get down there and they go to the dark side. So that's why I'm in favor of at least he needs to know that he has such an arrogance about him that he doesn't feel like he can be touched. Well, he's human, and he has a lot of voters who are very upset with me, including me, very upset with him. So I'm in favor of that. He needs to know. Will it go through? Probably not. I'm a realist, but he needs to know that a lot of his constituents are very, very unhappy. We want to see a change. And I know, Sandra, I know it'll just happen at the voting booth. But we got to say something. We can't just twiddle our thumbs and just say, oh, it's okay. Just keep doing what you're doing. He needs to know that there are constituents that he does not represent us in Austin. So that's all I got to say.
Another speaker for the motion
Can I do it
to,
again?
No.
I'm Ellen Campbell. I know a lot of you are shocked to see me up here. I'm shocked myself. But my biggest concern and issue is, yes, I don't want to see this man continue. Everything that everyone thinks about him, you're 100% correct. What I don't see is the documents supporting the arguments. I just don't. They fall very, very short. And we have to think that we are setting precedents today on our actions and what we're voting on. And the things that we're supporting, are we going to stand up the next time around and say, oh, no, it's okay, you take those actions, but Jeff Leach cannot. So we have to think further down the road than just how angry we are right now and how badly we want to get rid of him. Secondly, we talk about how much we like Shelley Luther, how great Mitch Little is. We wish that they were our reps. Well, they voted the same way Jeff did on a lot of these issues. So how can we say it's okay for them to vote that way, but not Jeff? So people, I just want us to really understand the repercussions of the acts we're doing. I think we are 100% justified in wanting to do what we are doing, but personally, I don't see the math. It's not adding up. Thank you, and at the end of the day, we still have to work together, and none of us are 100% right, none of us are 100% wrong, and none of us are traitors. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Roman Joy, Precinct 77. I am against the motion by Ms. Halsey to postpone this indefinitely. So, regarding the argument that Jeff Leach was re-elected or renominated to the primary by 65% of the vote, that was for his last term, right, last election. The censure process is evaluating his record the last 2 years. So yes, he was re-elected to another term. He has taken certain actions. Now we are evaluating those actions only for the last 2 years. We're not going back. We're not saying, oh, we're censuring him because he voted to impeach Ken Paxton or was the prosecutor for that or whatever. Yeah, you're right. The voters did vote, have a chance to vote after all that, but we're just looking at the last 2 years, and based on that, evaluating whether we want to support him or not, and whether or not as a party, as the leaders of the party, we want to censure him and communicate that back to the voters or not. Now, we can go and look at each individual item and decide if it belongs in this resolution. There will be an opportunity to amend the resolution after the representative speaks if he comes. But ultimately, this is, again, voters have not yet voted and evaluated him on this last 2 years. And there have been plenty of examples of representatives who have been challenged in the past. Say in 2022, Mike Alcott, Glenn Rogers, Lynn Stuckey, Stephanie Click were incumbents who won handily. A lot of people said, oh, look, they have the support in their districts, but then the district, next term, some of the same opponents tried again, and they were able to defeat all those representatives, all those incumbents. So again, it's a new biennium, so we need to start and evaluate from the time of the last election and determine if it's appropriate. Thank you.
do we have another speaker for and against? We need one of each. So we'll go against or for the motion first.
Go ahead. What do you do?
Well, let's go
Oh,
you first,
sorry.
Angie. Hold it close.
I know everybody's shocked to see me up here too, but oh, Angie Scott, precinct 223. I know a lot of you are shocked to see me up here as well, but I canvassed my precinct. I talked to a lot of voters, and Jeff Leach has all the votes. I know we're not happy with him. I'm not a Jeff Leach fan either. However, that resolution does not support any of that. A lot of it has died, and no matter, do we really want to open this? We are betraying our party. Are we going to risk? We're going purple. Trump won by 11 points in my precinct. Are we going to be Republican, although he's not as Republican as we would like? If you compare him to a Democrat like Tallarico, he's at least 70%, and we are willing to risk losing a Republican at 70% to go to maybe what happened in 70 to get a Democrat or another Jeff Leach 2.0 who's going to even go harder and do worse things that Jeff Leach is doing because he's going to want to prove himself. So I think what we're doing now is an embarrassment. This is the wrong time to do it. We're supposed to be celebrating the 250. I said, just think about before you cast your vote. It's not an emotion, but be logical. It's not about us only. It's about who we represent. We are telling the voters that, oh, we know better than you, that we're not doing such, we have to just work harder to send that message that we want to go more conservative, but that's not going to happen overnight, and this is not a way to start it by putting our own party down. And that's what I have to say. Please do take the opportunity. I hope every one of you did canvass. I walked 147 homes in my precinct, and I had meetings with Cottonwood Creek, my church, and that's a church he goes to, and a lot of them just looked at me and told me they see him for the last 3 years that I've been there. Although a lot of people don't want to believe that he's Christian, I know that his family goes there every week, every Sunday, and they belong to the life groups as well. His children goes to our public schools. They don't go to private schools either, so how dare I say that he's gonna allow this to happen to public schools where his children go. So please think about, we can't just be doing that to our own party. That's all I have to say.
I'm Deborah Jenkins, and precinct 40, and I appreciate everybody's conversation about this. I really do. It's good to hear pros and cons. But I have been very disturbed by Jeff for a long time. This is his 7th term in office, okay, 7th term. So, and I feel like that he's just fallen off the wagon, so to speak. The first 3 terms that he served, he got A's for the Texans for fiscal responsibility. The last 4 terms, he's gotten, well, I mean, of course not this one, I guess the last 6, he's gotten F's for the, he was appointed by Dave Phelan as the chairman of the House Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence, and he was also selected to serve on the House Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. So, as a chairman of the House Major Legislative Committee, Leach has oversight of the Texas judicial system. So, he for unknown reasons, he called up a judge who was reviewing a case for a death row inmate who killed his child, and he tried to convince her that this man deserved another trial. And so she reported that, so I don't know what's going to be the outcome of that. But anyway, I think that's a very bad example to show the ethics of somebody, because he broke the rules. Those are serious rules and can have also consequences from the Texas State Bar. And then you know, the things that he's done, I think most people don't really know what's going on in the legislature. I think people are just, they know his name, they recognize his name, and I just don't think they really know what he's up to. So he filed and voted yes on HB 3162, which expands electronic ballots for certain voters, which is very dangerous. He filed an amendment to SB 12, which changes the wording that what it does is it allows a third party who is not an employee of the school district to teach and I think I call it grooming children for sexual identity, which is in opposition to the Stop Sexualizing Texas Kids. He seconded the motion on adoption of HR 4, which allows Democratic chairs to be chairing subcommittees, which, you know, that'll be the death of anything that we put up. He voted yes to ultimately allow foreign, I'm gonna say foreign hostiles, to buy land in Texas. And this is just a few of them.
What's your time, Dean? Time's up.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's 3 for, 3 against. This is a pretty crazy situation and moment for all of us. So I wanted to entertain a motion to extend debate if anybody else would like to be heard on either side. Can I get a-
Well, first get unanimous, there's unanimous consent.
Is there unanimous consent to extend debate? Because we've already run into time. It appears our representative is not going to be here, so we have a little extra time. Without objection, we'll extend debate. So we'll take another 4. We'll do 2 more per each side, for and against. Do I have somebody that wants to speak for her motion?
Sandra.
For Sandra's motion, is there somebody else that wants to speak for the motion to postpone indefinitely?
I'll speak against. I don't know.
Hold on.
Wait.
For?
We have to have one motion, yeah.
Yes.
Against the motion.
Okay, so,
Okay.
yes, we're good. So if we don't have another speaker for it, then
Is Jeremiah for or against?
he's against
Yeah.
the motion.
Yeah, I'm against the motion to appoint. I just wanted as, sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
If we don't have another person for or against, then.
No.
So then debate on this is.
Yeah.
You can have more that are against, you don't have to have it.
Oh, we don't have to have it?
It's not, you don't have enough people that want to speak, and when the people want to speak and there's still debate, they
Okay, then
can be on site.
okay.
Yeah.
So, parliamentarian says we
Wait,
can.
point of interest, or point of order. So if you have an open debate and you have more people speaking against, then can those that are for rebuttal?
If the body wants to.
And how is that a fair debate?
No, if the body wants to let them, then yes.
If the body wants to let you speak twice, you can speak twice. It's up to the body.
You asked if anybody opposed extending the debate. I oppose it.
Okay, then you have a vote to extend the debate.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, already adopted, because I asked for.
That's okay. We'll, I think you should have a vote on whether the debate.
Yeah, so the new motion to extend debate, there is a motion to not extend debate. Is there a second?
Excuse me, you made the motion, right, to extend debate? Or did
I
somebody else?
entertained a motion and then nobody made a motion, so that just said without objection, we'll extend. But if you do have a motion, then we have a motion on the floor to stop debate, and then is there a second to her motion to end debate? On,
So, Mr. Chairman, so I think we've already
I'll
said
second.
3,
Yes,
4,
sir.
hold on, we've already said 3, 4.
There's a
against.
second.
And then you were asked to extend debate, so I guess because of
Is this a-
objection, we need to have a full motion, second, and debate on it, on the motion to extend. So I'll make a motion to extend debate. Rohit joined precinct 77, I moved to extend debate. So if there's a second, then we just do 2/3 vote.
okay.
So, second.
Okay, so we have a first, because my original question was, would like to extend debate. The chair would entertain a motion to extend debate. We now have a motion to extend debate and a second. For what reason, gentlemen?
Point of
would like to be-
information.
Point of information, name and precinct?
Bob Wrestler, 63. She made a motion to end debate. She received a second, and then we went there. So I think we should entertain what she was saying first. Let's resolve that, and then we can move on to others.
It was out of order because my initial motion, I asked the body to extend debate, and I asked if there was any objection, nobody objected. And then and then later she objected. So now you go back to the original motion. I can't make the motion, so I entertain the motion as chair to extend debate, which is my question.
Correct.
And so we have a motion to extend, and we have a second to extend debate. Now we'll vote on whether we extend the debate or not.
And it's not a debate.
Oh, and it's not debatable, so it's just a simple majority
I'll
vote.
second it.
Two-thirds.
So we got
It's two-thirds.
2/3
To extend, yeah.
so then we'll have to do a
Yeah.
stand vote. So if you are in favor of extending debate on this subject that we're currently debating, please stand. In favor of supporting debate. And
There's not a 2/3.
Jeff, count.
You count.
Sergeant Arms. And I'm standing too.
Richie, are you up for the vote?
Yes.
11.
Could you count me?
12.
Okay, have a seat, and if you move to not extend debate, please stand. This is to not debate this any further.
9.
You need 16.
12, 9,
You need 16,
yeah.
and it will pass.
16?
So move to the question on.
So the motion to extend debate does not pass, so we'll move to the original motion to suspend this proceeding indefinitely, and that'll be a resolution.
She's not calling the meeting off, so the meeting
Okay. So her original motion was to cancel this totally, the censure resolution, and we had debates for and against, so now we'll put it to a vote and it's a simple majority vote, so we'll do a.
Can I amend the motion, since it's my motion, can I amend it?
No.
Can't amend it, okay.
No amendment. Should we do voice?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be designed, but if it's not clear from the voice, you can stand, okay?
So if you are in favor of the motion
You postpone.
to postpone this indefinitely and censure resolution stops, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
The chair's position, the nays have it. We will
I would
continue.
request a vote on that.
Division, you want to?
Do a stand and divide?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we will do there's a motion to do a stand.
You do it.
Oh, just do it. Okay. I'm overdoing
Good.
A single member can demand that.
So we'll do a stand and divide on this, so if you are in favor of not moving forward with this censure resolution, please stand. This is to not move forward with
Yeah,
the censure.
postpone.
Postpone indefinitely.
Definitely. Okay, in favor of postponing it.
Yes, favor of postponing indefinitely. And I'm not.
7.
Those in favor of continuing, please stand.
Fifteen.
Yeah, did you count me?
He said 15, I counted 16. We can do it again.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah, so, no, we're good. So it fails,
Yeah.
so it doesn't have to. The motion fails.
He was voting against the people under.
So, Secretary, we are at 3:15 p.m. In a few seconds. So we gave our representative the invitation to show up and speak against this in front of all of us. And that was at 3 o'clock. And we gave him until 3:15. That time is now expired. So please note, Secretary, that part of the agenda is complete. And now we will move to adopt the censure resolution as we started with the two amendments.
That motion's already on the floor.
That motion's already-
Debate's recording.
And motion to amend the report, yeah.
Okay, yes, okay. For what reason would the
Just a point of information.
name and precinct?
Liz James, 172. I just think it is heartbreaking that Jeff Leach did not even consider showing up today. And I think that that is, regardless of what anybody thinks, like Candy showed up. I mean, he hasn't spoken to any of us in any shape, form, or fashion in terms of being respectful for what we're trying to do in working with him, for at least since the last large meeting we had with Jeff Leach, which was what, 2023?
Yeah, which there were very few of us there, but.
And I don't know what the outcome of this is gonna be, but what does it take to get him to have any sort of interest in us, who have the ability, I mean, we are supposed to be the connectors to our precincts and to our community, and the fact that he doesn't give a flip about us, what does that say? I mean, I'm not, regardless, one way or another, it doesn't matter. I mean, is this gonna mean anything to him? Probably not, because as far as he's concerned, he's beyond a slap on the wrist. He's beyond, it doesn't matter. You know, he ranks number 16 in terms of power in the House. What does that mean ultimately? You know, we're stuck with somebody at the moment who, you know, none of us could be here and it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. And it's just an observation.
For what reason would you like to be recognized?
Also, point of information, I hear.
Name and precinct, sorry.
Angie Scott, precinct 53. I hear what you're saying, Liz, I understand it. However, you're right,
Point of order, yeah, this is debate, this is not, these aren't points of information.
Yes. So we'll move, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, this point of informations are turning more into a debate, and it should be addressed to the chair. So we'll go ahead and move into debate on accepting this resolution, this censure resolution as amended.
Trouble.
Yes, so we'll go ahead into debate. This is more like
The motion's on the floor already.
So it's just for and against, debating, or for and against passing, yeah.
Okay, so Angie, would you like, you can start as be the first speaker.
For what, wait, what are we?
For or against adopting this resolution.
Oh, I'm against adoption.
Sorry, but I didn't catch who seconded it.
This motion was on the table before the table of
And this is the one he put on the table originally.
Well, no,
This was before the table of definitely. You took a motion and you got a second.
and then we stopped.
And then you stopped.
So who did take the second? You motion and then Chris, you second. So Rohit was the first and Chris Yu was the second on the original motion.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, no? Yes, sir.
At the last meeting, they went into executive session, were you gonna do that or not?
We can entertain a motion to go into executive session. The chair would entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I move we go into executive session.
Name and
Anybody who is not a precinct chair.
Name and precinct, please.
Sandra Halsey, precinct 32. Anybody
Is
who
there
is
a-
not a
is there a
precinct
second?
chair in this HD should leave.
I'll second the motion, yeah.
So,
That
Rohit
includes
Joy,
the
precinct 77,
secretary.
seconding Ms. Halsey.
Okay. So if you're not a precinct chair or a member of the CEC body?
Do we vote on that? Is that something we can vote
Yes,
on?
yes, we do vote on that.
Well, I'm opposed to that. I don't think we
Okay,
need to hide.
so. And this is
Why?
No, this is just a simple.
It's not who
It's
you're
debatable.
hiding
debated.
from.
It can debate it.
So this
There are
one.
people here that are not from our House district.
The motion to go into executive session has been seconded. We need to go into debate to see if we do or do not before we take the vote to go executive session. So our first, for the motion to go into executive session.
First of all, we have people in this room who are not members of HD67. Some are not even precinct chairs. So I oppose to those people. That's why I think we should move to executive session. They might accidentally get counted on voting. I don't know. I don't know. They haven't been already. That's my point.
Okay, so I got a
Terry
speaker,
Black,
Terry Black.
precinct 62. This is just a point of information. If we do go into executive session, do we have to lose our secretary that we've already got?
No, officers stay.
Thank you.
Point of information, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Secretary. Yeah, Rohit Joyce, precinct 77. Do the RP2 rules not entitle precinct chairs, regardless of their 7 or not, to be in any meeting, including meetings in executive session?
Yes, precinct chairs, members of the body, SREC members, it's only if you're not an official precinct chair or an officer of the CEC. They can be in the meeting. It's just anybody that's not an officer, SREC, or precinct chair cannot be in it. So do we have a speaker against the motion? Mr. Kleinberg?
Yeah, I just
Please
think.
come, please come on.
Okay. Steve Kleinberg, Gate 5. I just think that the whole idea of keeping everything under wraps and concealing things from people is just wrong. I think if anybody is not from this precinct or House district, I think if they took the time to come out here, they're obviously interested in the discussion, and I don't see any reason why to exclude people who go all the way out here to find out what's going on, and all they have to do is just not vote. They know who they are. We probably know who the members of our House district are. I just don't see any reason why to exclude people.
Do we have another for the motion to go in executive session? Another speaker? Or against? So we'll go straight to the vote. We'll do is this a voice vote? Majority? Or start? So all in favor of going to executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nay.
And the chairs, in my perception, the nays have that. So we will stay in open session. So now we're back to debating this resolution.
I still had a point of information after Liz. Can I still?
Yes.
am I-
Yes, so now,
Yeah.
you could come up, now we're go ahead and debate the censure resolution, and for and against arguments and or, are we looking at amendments or changes?
Well, I'm gonna have the letter speak first, but I have a motion to amend that I'm gonna make after this, yeah.
So Angie Scott 223. So I know I hear you about Jeff not showing up and he's given 15 minutes, whatever that was. Regardless, Mr. Chairman, did you reach out to him anytime during this to come see us at a Zoom meeting like other HDs had?
I sent him notice per the RPT Rule 44.
But-
He got exactly the notice that he needed to engage with
That's not my question.
his HD.
During this like workshop, did you contact him for him to come talk to us? I'm just asking that question.
No,
You're talking about
no.
today,
Okay.
Angie?
No, I'm talking
Okay.
in general because see, this is something that's not to be taken lightly. And I know our chairman decided to do this way and that's fine. That being said, it should be a fair process, and by him reaching out, that would be even more points to us. Yeah, he doesn't care. We all know he's proven to us that he doesn't need the RPT, that he doesn't need the CCRP. That's all besides the point, but the fair process is what I'm interested about. And if you're gonna say, oh, he's not gonna show up, he was never been contacted before the fact to have a workshop with HD67. I think that's just an important
Yeah, he
thing
was.
to say. No, he was not. He
He
just
said it
cleared that.
today. He said it.
That's for today. I'm talking about any time between this, before the call or during this whole time. We only had one Zoom meeting, and if you think that's enough to I like to do things like in a book club. Like you guys say there, we all take turns, we have an open speech. We all get to decide, and we could agree to disagree respectfully, and that's fine. I'm not gonna hold anybody's vote against anybody. That's not who I am. I'm just thinking of the fair process. If you're gonna say, oh, plus 15 minutes also for all this stuff, I think it's a little, unfair as well, if he would have showed up. But that was just my thing. He was never, nobody reached out to him. Our chairman did not reach out to him for him to have this conversation before time.
Point of information, can I say that? Did you or did you not contact him about today?
Yes.
No,
I
not
contacted him.
today. I'm talking in
That's my
general for this
question.
process in general.
Speaker 4, name and precinct.
Terry Black, precinct 62. It's more of a point of information just in regarding Jeff. So I think what, 6 of us, our last in-person meeting, HD67 with Jeff was in the summer of 23. We came to that meeting, it was very few people were there. I think Sherry, Danny was there, Ann was there.
Yeah.
So I just so that the HD is aware, in that meeting, we came to Jeff with a handful of issues that we knew our constituents wanted to be discussed. We, election integrity, we had school choice, we had a discussion about, Liz's bill, things that we were really concerned about. Jeff sat down in that meeting and started off with, this was what he started off with that meeting before hearing about anybody, and did not let us discuss the issues we brought. Just issues were 5-star hotels with casinos. Have y'all talked about that to anybody in your precinct?
Yes.
But Jeff's written legislation for that. Did anybody it wasn't a what do you think? It was informing. This is what I'm doing. The second one was regulation. Who cares? First of all, who even knows about this? Regulation of the dark web. How many of you are concerned about regulating the dark web?
It's not possible.
And the question.
I assure you, that's my
Yes.
whole job. It is not possible.
Yes, and the question is, why? Why? Why are those Jeff's 2 hot issues? And when we asked Jeff, why are you wanting to regulate the dark web? Jeff's answer was to keep teenagers from gambling. So as we're sitting here and we're talking about what our constituents know, and we've gone door to door and we've asked people, do they know about that?
No.
How many of you have attended those meetings with Jeff in person? How many of you have tried to talk to Jeff in person? How many of you have come to meetings where Jeff's been invited, and here we are? Here we are. So Jeff didn't get the notice you want him to have. He's your rep. He's your rep.
30 seconds, please.
So I just wanted the body to be aware of Jeff Leach. And great that he's gotten a lot of votes. Jeff got a lot of Democrat votes in that primary. We watched them walk through in the polling. Let's close our primaries.
Yes.
So I have a for and against. Do I have a
No, point of information. Did the,
name and precinct?
apology, 120, did the, county, director inform you that somebody from Leach's office called to ask what time the meeting is today?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they know there's a meeting at 2:30, somebody
Yes.
on his staff.
Okay,
This is a new motion, or a new debate.
this is for disregarding this, right?
No.
No.
This is for adoption of the motion.
Oh, no, I'm not for it. I'm against, so we have against.
For 4.
Well, he wanted to speak last time, and you spoke, so we have Jeremiah speak first.
Okay.
All right.
Name and precinct.
4. I'm Jeremiah Hyman. I am precinct 200. So I've spent a lot of time, my whole job is data. My whole job is understanding data, what our problems are, and how to evaluate risk. In the last 2 years of being a precinct chair, I have spent a lot of time trying to reach out to Jeff Leach for a various set of issues. Primarily, the biggest one I'm trying to fight is the rights to our water and how it is affecting us internally and giving, diseases to our children and all sorts of different things. I've been down there more times than I can count, at least a dozen, where I've stood at the door, I've knocked, I've talked, I've been escorted out. I have done a vast amount of things to try and reach out to Jeff. I support Jeff on some things, and there's some things I don't, like when it comes to supporting our teachers and some of the HB, like what was it, I think 3 and 6 that they did in the last 2 years that was supposed to help our teachers get better pay and more resources. Some of these things are valid points that I feel like he gets the moniker of grace, but after 7 terms, the fact that we can't get anything in front of him is to me, it shows a lack of want to lead, right? Like, as a leader, you have to be able to stand on the ground and say, this is our problems, whether you agree with it or not. Like in my district, or at least in my neighborhood, I have 198 homes. Over half of them are rental properties, so their votes don't even count. They can't. And unfortunately, his legislation allowed them to sell all of our houses. So I'll tell you, I live in Trails of Melissa too. There's 198 homes. Over that 0.5% is all owned by one company. One guy named Meng Meng, who is from California, who is a CCP officer. And I know this because it's out there. It's all public information. So when you're looking at addressing the issues that we have as our infighting against Jeff, we all have valid points. Everybody from wanting to do this to not wanting to do this. From my opinion, to us as a body, I just feel like at this point in time, is it possible that we have a better time that we could probably bring this up? Absolutely. But after 7 terms, how much farther are we going to keep getting pushed to the back where we don't have a say? If we at least make him know that we have people that want this and don't want this, that he has to be at least real responsive. And that's the hard part, is we're not even getting the response. So I am for and against this all in the same. And I just hope that everybody will do some diligence, read into a lot of what you're fighting for, and look what he's actually supporting. If you actually go and look at his numbers for the last 2 years of his finance on the Open Secure line, where it actually shows all his who he gets money from and where he spends his money, I promise you'll be shocked. From a data standpoint, 70% of all his votes fall towards the lobbyists. Doesn't even the grassroots, I think we have 2 or 3 of our own grassroots websites that state this. And you can follow along. Oh, sorry. Sorry guys, I'm just very passionate. This has been a big problem and I just appreciate everybody listening.
We had anybody against it yet? It sounds like everybody's for. Can I speak against it?
Absolutely.
Against this?
Yes.
Okay. I think that if you're going to vote for this, you are voting against the voters in your precinct. You should have gone and talked to them and said, we don't like what he's doing, we're gonna have a resolution to censure him. Should have talked to them or had meetings with them. Those people voted for him, and those people wanted him, so he doesn't I don't agree with everything he does, I don't. I'm opposed to a lot of the things he does, but he was the elected official. It's not for us to decide to unelect him. And this won't unelect him, but it will help to unelect him, which is the goal here, right?
No, he just won't be able to run as
No problem. Stop. All right.
Okay.
Her turn to speak. Debbie? Name and precinct.
Debbie Bowers, precinct 39. Seriously, if his no-show doesn't speak volumes, I'm at a loss. I'm in an absolute loss on why he's even getting support. And I can appreciate, Sandy, you're right. They voted him in, but a lot of Democrats voted him in. They did, because we stood out there. Remember, we stood out there. And Paul, remember, we stood out there. So if a leopard doesn't change his spots, so if his no-show, his disregard for us as his constituents, yeah. If that doesn't speak I'm at a loss. I'm in an absolute loss, and I feel disgraced. I feel dishonored. I feel like, who are you? And like I said, I sat in his office and Paige stood there and I told him, Jeff, when you're when you're doing a vote, when you're signing, think about Debbie Bowers or Paige Streeter when you're billed. Would Debbie Bowers or Paige Streeter approve of this bill that you're signing on our behalf? So, no bueno.
Point of information.
Name and precinct?
Apology 120. If we vote today to censure Jeff, will that have any effect on his ability to be on the Republican ballot for the primary?
No.
Will it affect his ability? Well,
Will it disqualify him from being on the Republican ballot for the primary?
No, not at all.
One information along the same lines, what effect will this
Stand, be recognized, please.
Oh, Steve.
Stand. Thank you.
Steve, precinct 85. So what effect will this vote have on him at all? Just what would be the implications of our vote to censor him? What would be the implications, and what would be for him running again, and for maybe a candidate that would oppose him in the future?
You can answer that, yeah. Okay. So to answer that question, what would be the implications? This is simply, as an HD, it is our way of saying we disapprove with the job that he has done. We don't dole out penalties. We simply are the voice for the grassroots. And if it passes, then it goes to the SREC to impose any of the penalties that are out there. So essentially, we are the jury. SREC will be the judge if they choose.
What are the possible implications of the SREC if they were to?
So there are 3 penalties. The first penalty is essentially the party doesn't agree, or the party will spend up to 12% of the budget against him or publishing out to HD that he has been censured by his House district. And it's essentially something that has, well, I won't get into that. Penalty 2 is essentially, in layman's terms, just saying you did bad. We no essential penalties, is kind of a slap on the wrist. And then penalty 3, if they so choose that, would be to essentially remove or tell him he cannot run as a Republican candidate for 24 months. For what reason would you like to be recognized?
Point of information, is there not also a fourth
Oh,
option?
sorry, name and.
Liz James, 172. Is there not also another one where it's like the 0 is done by the SREC?
It's up to them. It's up to the SREC.
So there's 1, 2, there's 0, 1, 2, or 3.
Like they do
Yes,
nothing.
correct. Is there another speaker?
Can I clarify that?
Yes, sir.
When your resolution comes to the SREC.
Name?
the SREC
Name and position, please.
Jim Pickle, SD8, SREC.
We can't hear you.
Jim Pickle, SD8, SREC. When it comes to the SREC, if the resolution passes and your chairman sends it up, gets the SREC, we vote whether to concur or not concur. If we don't concur, it ends. If we concur, then there's 3 penalties we can impose. Does that answer your question? So there is kind of a 0 if we don't concur.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, it's
Right.
a 0.
Yes.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Say this passes, does Jeff or any candidate have a way to come in and say their side of it after this, do they have a way to answer?
Yes, at the SREC, you guys gave him 7 days to appear. At the SREC, we have to give him 10 days to appear. At the SREC meeting where we take up whether we're going to concur or not. So he gets 2 opportunities, he gets to come speak here, and he gets to come speak at the SREC.
And none of us can go to the SRC meeting?
The SREC meetings are completely open to the public, everybody can come.
So, I just have another point of information. For
He's the chairman.
Continue point of
For
information.
Jim. So from your perspective, which is worse? A no vote where we walk away, or a vote where you guys don't concur?
I don't have any opinion on that.
Okay.
Point of question.
What do you have? What's your
Okay.
reason for recognition?
So what are the possible
Steve,
implications?
what do you
Oh,
appoint?
Steve.
Stand, name, precinct, and what's the reason for being recognized?
Just, I wanna know.
What is your reason for being recognized? Point
Point
of
of
information?
Point of information.
Okay.
So what would be the possible implications in a future election with another candidate that opposes Jeff Link? Could they use this to their political advantage if we vote in favor of this resolution?
Yes. Yeah, they could stamp it on everything that is mailed, they can put it on every post that's posted, they could do whatever they want to, because.
This is perfect. I mean, why would you not take this?
Emily Campbell, Precinct 5.
You have a point of
Point of
information?
question, information. When is the expiration date of censure? Isn't it after the election's over? Isn't the day after the primary?
It's a sort of like, it's a biennium, any penalties expire at the end of the biennium, yeah.
24 months.
Do you mean that's when his 24 months start and before he can, is that what you're talking about?
No, I thought I read that
It-
once the primary was over, the censure was done.
If he is, well, if he's censured, he's, yeah. If he's censured, he's always censured. I mean, we can't undo the past, but if, I believe, the penalty is imposed, I don't think that would expire.
Penalty 3 lasts for 24
24
months, but
months.
essentially after the primary, since there's no more primary for 2 more years, 24 months, it's over.
Any other speakers for or against?
I'll speak for. Steve Kleinberg, Precinct 85. I think this is a great amendment. I think we should go for the censure. I think it makes complete sense, and I think most of the arguments that we've heard today against are meritless. That's my opinion. The idea that who are we to stand up, to speak? Who are we? Well, we're the people that really look closely at these issues. We're the ones that meet every single month. We put our hearts and souls into this. So yeah, we have every right to speak up. That's our job, right? When I look at his record, you know, I did a lot of research and I looked at each one of those bullet points, and I think that Deborah pointed out, you know, he has a pathetic record.
For 7 terms.
He's a complete rhino, right? The only reason why he is Republican is because we live in such a Republican-dominated state. He could get away with it, right? So he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he is not a Republican. He's a fake Republican. And I think if we see an example, we look at Donald Trump. He calls people out. He doesn't sit there and think about, oh, you know, their feelings are going to be hurt, or this or that, or what are people going to think? No, he will call you out when you're screwing up. And this guy is a screw up. He's pathetic. We need to get rid of him. And we need to do everything we can to support an opposite candidate in the future that will oppose him. I think it makes complete sense to vote for this, for the censure. I'm 100% behind it.
For what reason would you like to be recognized?
Point of information.
Name and precinct?
Angie Scott 223. Regardless of everything you said, that's all in the past. We're talking about this.
Yeah, point of information.
Oh,
Is a question.
This whole censure is this this legislative session, correct?
This is a
This whole
censure of
censure is
what?
only, we could only see
Of the
this
job
record.
that he has
So
done.
that's what we're doing, regardless of what we know in his past, that's not gonna count. This has nothing to do with it now. So I feel that this censure, what was passed through the delegates, is doing a good job, and I really don't wanna weaken it, because
Wanna
I'm sure
debate.
that having that there.
Well, so do you wanna come up and speak?
Having
Well,
that-
Have you already spoken in favor of this?
No, it's a point of information.
Yeah, so so we're not debating, so point of information is, do you have a question?
No,
that
well,
we can answer?
I'm talking about, well, that's just my point of information. So first thing, what he was saying, I'm just saying that this has been only for this time, so we can go back to what he didn't do. This is the
Point
most
of-
conservative,
Sorry to
most
interrupt,
conservative
Angie, but a
session
point
he's
of
had
information
in
is.
this last 2
Is
years.
to me, it's not a debate. Is there any other speakers for and against?
I'm Ellen Campbell, against censure. Precinct 5. So as I spoke to originally, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, everything that is being said and shared, I think we all feel the same way about Jeff Leach. He is horrible. That is not in debate today. What is in debate is the censures that we received from the censure team to hang all of our reputations and our future on this decision today. And yes, you know, as other people have said, stepping up here, it's not going to do anything to him. He could care less the actions the DOP takes. He's got outside money. He doesn't need our 12%. That means nothing. He doesn't need our votes. He has all the votes, and he has the Democrats. And I'm not hearing anything that anyone is recommending that is going to change that scenario. It's not. What little bit that we do have is the current voters that we know are voting Republican. And are we going to knock them in the face with, we don't really care about your opinion, we're going to go ahead and do this among ourselves, and we're going to take care of it because we know better? Or there's something else that we should be doing? One of the people I spoke to in my area said, I can't believe you guys are doing this. We've got Trump out there who is ending wars, and you guys want to start one during our 250th year. And they think we are crazy. So yes, I agree with you 100%, but I don't think this is the way. And honestly, I don't think the SREC is going to agree with any of this because we have weak arguments. Thank you.
Terry, for what reason would like to be recognized?
Just point of information. Terry Black, 62.
You stay there if you just have a
Okay.
point of information.
The only thing I want to say is that what this will do is if we
Is there a question for the chair?
there is the question for the chair. So we have a primary candidate, which I think we do. Would that candidate be able to put that information on his
Yes.
information? So there is a reason
Yes.
to go forward. There's a result from the end of this if we go forward.
For confirmed, we have a primary candidate?
Rohit?
Yeah, point of information.
Yes. Name, precinct?
Yeah, Rohit Joy, precinct 77. So as far as the chair is aware, has the censure been used successfully in the past? Meaning, I keep hearing that, oh, Jeff doesn't care, that it's not going to do anything.
Order, please. He's speaking.
But have primary opponents in the past been able to use censures against incumbents to their advantage in the past, to the chair's knowledge?
Yes, to my knowledge, the last primary, there were 3 censures. One of the representatives chose not to run for re-election. The other was Dave Phelan and Tony Gonzalez. So what it did, they got penalty 1, I believe, was imposed on them. And what it did was it heavily affected their campaign. And what it did was help a lot of our grassroots candidates that we just got in, like an HD61 and HD33, because the supporters, because the RPT was working against them for the penalty 1 of censure, their supporters, the big money, had to pool their resources around Phelan and Tony Gonzalez to help them stay in their seats, which freed up and gave an advantage because they couldn't put the focus and the money towards Frederick Frazier, Stephanie Glick, or Justin Holland. And so that's where penalty 1 for censuring a rep can help the grassroots statewide.
Point of information. Have you
Name and
heard,
precinct?
Colin Chief 120, have you heard that after Phelan, Dave Phelan was censured, that he only defeated David Covey by 500 votes in the last primary?
To my knowledge, it was very close, but I think that's
368.
368 votes.
How do you remember that, Jim?
For what reason?
Information, Karen, or the 182. I know I'm drugged up, I don't feel good, but I thought a large group of people voted to end debate, but that was correct, right?
Yes.
That was for the motion to get rid of it.
What are we
This is,
debating about?
we're debating the censure resolution itself. And so I'm just, honestly just giving people opportunity to speak.
Still about that.
Yes. And I do want to, one other thing, I guess to your first question, or in regards to Dave Phelan, we also know that he's retiring. And I think he also knew he knew probably what was coming from the Rule 44 process of being potentially censured again.
That's probably why he dumped all that money into
Make a
Leach's.
motion to end debate.
I third it. Let's just do this.
So move the previous question, so we want a motion to end debate.
Yes.
And then we'll go into adopting.
It's not debatable.
Not debatable?
Say your first, last name and precinct, please.
Oh, Danny Bishop, 157.
And then the second was?
Okay, so we'll go, so to end debate, we'll do a voice vote. So all in favor of ending debate, say aye.
Aye.
Nay? Anyone? Good.
Nay.
Nay.
All right. So then now we'll move to the vote.
No, go to the main
Vote
motion,
on the
yeah.
main motion. For what reason that you recognize?
One more point of information, please.
Name and precinct.
Liz James, 172, just to confirm, we do not have somebody primarying Jeff Leach this fall.
There's a couple potentials, yes. But we have not had somebody declared yet, but there are people that are in the pipeline, yes.
I didn't put the censure.
No. Can't answer that. Not waiting.
They don't have to announce until November 8th.
Yeah.
It's 30 days to.
It's advantageous to wait to the end anyways.
Well, first, you should ask him if it's by secret ballot. Yeah.
Yes, so now what I would like to do is we'll move to ask for what is it? Unanimous consent to go to a secret ballot vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So we'll go to a vote, and we will do secret ballot. So the way we have it set up is we have two tellers, Jeremiah Hyman and Karen.
Karen's got all of it. I don't have any of it, but I'll get it. So.
Colleen has it. So the process we've set up, so everything is as perfect as possible, is you'll go up to the same sign-in sheet that you signed in when you came here. There is a check mark or a box on the far right for receive. When you receive your ballot, you'll initial that. When you turn your ballot in, you'll initial it. Each ballot has been numbered. They have been shuffled up. So we numbered them just so you could remember your number in case of recounts. Like I said, covering everything. And
are the people that are not in these HD67 voting?
no, there's the number of ballots that are matched the number of precinct chairs for 67.
Okay.
So there's no way nobody else
So
can.
the secretary's not voting and the person from 67.
Only if they're precinct chairs and 67 are they voting.
Okay, good.
So if you would like to stand at ease for a few, we'll go grab your ballot initial, and then you'll go back and return it to Colleen when you're finished, and we'll have the tellers vote.
So it's just yes, no.
Yes, so let me explain. So a yes vote. Really quick, a yes vote is in support of the censure resolution. A no vote is not supporting the censure resolution.
Who could hold the gavel?
Vincent, how you doing?
There are rule 8 KPIs that we compare as our policy, kind of for any meeting, including executive session meetings. But it doesn't mean we have, you can't record.
So the option is yes. Although some had
Oh, sure.
Sorry.
No, not a problem.
I'm interested in
be a blood restaurant.
And they're making video of.
Yeah, he records all the EC meetings. Look how nice it is from here.
But is it a video also?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a video.
I had to remember back in the day that they put all these huge cameras they carried on their shoulders, and here you got this thing.
You know how to do all that, you know, he's the IT guy. I know, and they're gonna get more.
How big is it? Where
Mine's supposed to grow by 4,000 more.
Okay, everybody, when you turn in your ballot, make sure you sign the roster. And then we'll reconvene when the teller report is finished.
It's just interesting. Not Jared, but well, okay, Jared. Everything we learned, we learned from Illinois and California,
You ready now? You ready?
My favorite inauguration was we took a picture of Trump. Yeah, they're walking in and the bears like huge. I did
We also need the majority of our
So what's your verdict?
They clearly haven't before constituents in both places. But then for some reason, like when they publish the rules afterwards, they publish their rules after the convention, right? Put it in somebody. Yeah, they were not fixed by the meeting. If you think about the meeting, yeah, they were not fixed. It was only, I think, the SRC, and they essentially did vote, and the SRC fixed them, which they do. I mean, they're not changing the rules, they're just recognizing that. Consistent with clear.
In the right spots.
I believe there's 30.
And so I think
Yes. I mean, if you have 16, it's going to be 2/3. I mean, if we have 16, I guess it's
and so when I think they can do the two, they just want to do it.
Thank you for your support. Every little bit helps.
Well, you know, sometimes they there's clearly a.
All the rest of the HD voted against the
As you can see, that takes all so
You get the originating censure, and then they eventually, agree or don't agree with this, right? And they approve something, on Those have to have the fun count, I think, it is, censure and not have the penalty.
I watch on my
I like that right now, they had that, censure
That's all. It's interesting. I guess I used to always tell people, I said, if you're like something, you don't like something. If you like something, you don't have to. If you don't like something, then it's change. So this might be already so if you want to do that, that's something we have to do. You know, it's not about just saying it's got a lot of fun. It's not going to step out. You have to know how to work.
I'm condemning because it's got no.
Yeah.
Defamation is on the table. So the implication is, well, when you get the implication, they don't have to get it on because they don't want to.
May apply to those, right? We may do this and this. No, but well, maybe we can, you may,
You gotta have some campaign.
that doesn't mean it has to be either candy and ice cream.
Just tied up to it.
Oh, that's 16 to 7, right? That's okay, well. So, yeah, I actually just on 16, exactly. We needed yeah. But actually, 15 to 8 would have failed, right? Well, yeah, 15 to 8 is not a picture, but that's not too terrible. If that means twice as many, yeah. It's not a picture. We have one. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna find out, yeah.
Well, we gotta help them get their
To support you, so are we supposed to say it's on the
Yeah, I know that.
32, so I'm 63, so I'm like Spring Creek. I'm right next to you. I'm really from Independence to
Please go back to your seats.
Spring Creek to Crossbend.
Everybody is seated.
North of me, or south.
Ready, I'll read the teller report.
You're south of, you're from Crossbend to Parker.
Absolutely.
Okay. Get together.
Everybody back?
As it grew.
Yeah.
All right, folks, let me read the teller report. So Collin County Republican Party, HD67 meeting, August 23rd, 2025. We, undersigned teller, respectfully submit following report of the vote taken on the question censure of Representative Jeff Leach. The number of eligible voters is 23. Number of ballots cast, 23. 0 illegal ballots. So the voting results, the votes cast in affirmative or yes for the censure resolution is 17. The votes cast in a negative no are 6, and there's no abstentions. Total votes 23. The censure resolution passes. And
It's embarrassment to me.
Yeah.
so I don't have anything that I had that came up on the agenda. So with nothing further, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Prohibit Joy Precinct 77, so moved to
A
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Can I make a quick PSA?
Oh, yes, sure. Come up.
So-
Can you come on up?
Well, okay, thank you.
Sorry.
So-
There is announcements and new business really quick.
Labor Day picnic, please make sure that you have gone in and registered, otherwise you won't have any food.
That's a very important, thank you. I'm fat, I need food.
Do I have a second to adjourn?
Second, Jeremiah Hyman, 200.
Without any objection, meeting's adjourned.
Woo!